in God no matter what happens. And wow, we really are feeling the energy of the um, the resilience that we do have. And so today's a beautiful day to be talking about resilience in God. Um, Mothers are some of the most resilient, you know, have that energy. It's not just mothers, but it's the mothering energy is resilient. Um, the struggles that we face about things that we care about, and it could be our children, it could be our students at school, it could be our family. Maybe we are the nurturer, we have that kind of role in our family. We nurture our dreams and our creations, our creative expressions, and just hold such a great love for these things that we are nurturing and we want to see grow. So it can be very painful when we don't see these things grow, and we are given the topic resilience in God no matter what happens. No matter what happens. And this feminine energy, this nurturing quality, and this, it can, just be taken away. Whatever we're nurturing could be taken away, and or it doesn't work out the way that we expect it to. So the nurturing, that feminine is very interesting because Reverend Tara's talked about how a mother will love their child no matter what the child is doing, or whatever, however it's working out. And so there's an element of that unconditional love. But if somehow our perception is that it's been removed from us, it can be very devastating to ourselves. And this gives us, this is where we look to our higher self, God, Scripture, and the tools that we've been given to recognize, realize, and allow that resiliency to happen in God. All the scriptures, talk about men, women, it doesn't matter. Doesn't matter the circumstances. God teaches us to get up and to love again, and to open ourselves up again in God. And that's how we can take these baby steps, as in God, put that energy into God to help lift us up. And we're just learning about this author. Her name is Brené Brown, and we watched this Netflix show called The Call of Courage. And she talks about vulnerability. And one of her big things is about shame. And so what is shame? She defines shame as not being good enough, or not not belonging, or not following, just not being enough, not good enough. And uh, when we do get these experiences in life that sort of knock us down, and some of the experiences can be just devastating for people. A lot of this pain that can prevent the resiliency from coming in is the shame and the failure feeling of, I'm not good enough, I didn't do enough, I didn't do it right, I didn't take care of it the right way, be it my dream or my goal or my whatever it could be. And this shame is a separation from God, and it's a separation from love. And it can be very tough on the ego, tough on the soul. It's it's like kicking someone when they're down, and this is what we do to ourselves. So Brene Brown talks about the call to courage, and her message is that there's a saying that's going around right now, and it's like, live your best life. We have to be vulnerable to these experiences. We have to be courageous and put ourselves out there and not hide from life's pain, life's experiences, and to not shame each other or ourselves. If we don't put ourselves out there in that way, it leads to even kind of a worse situation for the soul, where the soul isn't really getting to express itself. It's very limiting, and numbing things out, it doesn't work. So for her, this call to courage is realizing that we're going to have quote unquote failures or mistakes, or it's not to be judged. It's to pick ourselves up and trust in the process, trust in life, trust in ourselves. Don't, not shaming ourselves and saying, I am enough. And even that is very abstract conception. I am enough. Well, recognizing the love that we are, that we have, and that we're given, and that we have to share, and picking ourselves back up in that love, in God. God is love. And giving us, so in this is a great compassion. Let it be done in compassion and love, like the mothering love. Like they say, how would you talk to hopefully it's a positive way, how would you talk to a child? We've seen some people talk to children, we're like, whoa. But really nurturing and compassion for ourselves and others. If we can be compassionate with ourselves, we can truly be compassionate with others. And how can we do this? many teachers, including this Brene Brown, say that we do this through gratitude. We are co-creators with God, as God. So this path to resiliency is it's not an easy path. It's well worth it. But we, in this path to resiliency, we have to, not have to, but a way to move forward and to mitigate it is through gratitude. And one of the things that she talks about is she meets with people who have experienced these catastrophic events in their life, and they talk about how hard it is for them to see others lacking gratitude for those things. That's the biggest, trauma, is seeing others that don't really appreciate their home or their loved ones or their experiences or their food or whatever different trauma situations people have been through. And this gratitude transmutes the shame energy. So life presents us with different situations and different scales of, and everybody reacts differently to different events. Gratitude is a huge tool in having this resiliency in God, giving thanks for everything that we have. These are instinctive, habitual survival skill patterns that we have, which is like looking out for the woolly mammoth or that tiger, whatever, that saber-toothed tiger, is it coming at me, or this feeling of I need to be prepared for the worst. I need to be ready if the other shoe drops. I need to be ready on all these different levels. And this resilience in God, yes, sometimes we do have to face and accept some of these situations. Obviously we have to, because it's our lives. But one of the most important precursors to this is the second that we start to see that negative mindset, that when we start going into the despair or the being down on the ground, perceiving that we're in the dark, perceiving that we've been, humiliated or ashamed or whatever negative emotion this is, that we can immediately in that moment, through our presence, shift the energy with gratitude. So as soon as we say a negative thought to ourselves, and we can even become very aware of this so that we're catching it before, like we pick up the energy and we can just go straight into the gratitude. And there's a practice that we learned a long time ago, and Every time your heart beats, you would say the mantra. Every single time your heart beats. And so you're creating this, and they're learning all now about the vibrational fields and all this, and coming from the heart chakra and the I know it's not called a donut with the force field around us, and we can, really help ourselves and help others by practicing gratitude, especially when we're falling apart or going down or whatever you want to call it, to get those baby steps back, get the energy going back again. Gratitude. And this is what we're all practicing, this healing. It's a great healing. And so as soon as we sense or hear those little negative things, the shame that you're not good enough, the you could have done better, what other things like that? Well, how are you going to do this time? Anything that's kind of holding you back in the past and bringing you back down, use the gratitude to help clear that energy. Just go straight into gratitude and feel it, sense it, taste it, and do it for, even gratitude for the situation, for the love, for the lesson, for the experience, and for the courage to face it, for the strength to live through it, for the purpose in your life, for the presence of the angels and the presence of the holy beings here supporting you and us. There really is so much to be grateful for, and this is taking a risk. And we can be resilient. This is one of the steps, no matter what happens. And that's like, terrifying, and it's not easy, but it's possible. And it helps us to let go of everything that's keeping us from our enlightenment, from our unification with the One. It clears away judgment. It clears away hatred. It brings understanding. It brings love. It brings grace. People can see God in you. It's the Spirit working in this beautiful creation. So have gratitude and clear away the negative self-beliefs or habitual, past thinking, even though unconscious past thinking, and see yourself residing, in God. Don't judge. Don't judge yourself. And the other thing that we hear, about grief is it is a up and down, it's you can't judge it. You just let it be, and even be grateful for the love and the just all the love that is being sent to you and us, and let God take care. Put it in God's hands and let God take care of us and guide us in this amazing, loving, nurturing energy, and practice gratitude. So please prepare for deep level meditation.